yeah, just wanted to make a little vlog here, kind of chat about some things that I've been thinking about. Anyway, I'm trying not to be too personal, but anyway, just wanted to talk about something that came to my awareness, and just think it's nice to share. It's nice to kind of talk it out and share a little bit. So anyway, just got out of a church service at my dad's church. They had kind of like a Christmas Eve candlelight service where we all light a candle at the end and sing Silent Night and some other hymns and stuff like that. But it was cool. And there's a girl that goes there who I have gotten together with a few times. I met at the beach when my family went to the beach this past summer. They brought her with them. I didn't know her, but got to know her a little bit. I've gotten to know her a little bit over time, and come to that church a few times, and just kind of, I don't know. I think I started feeling like I shouldn't go there anymore to that church. Yeah, just shouldn't go there that much. You know, I shouldn't make a point to go. I was going to like Bible studies and stuff like that, but that was kind of a hard thing for me to navigate and kind of figure out. But I just feel like I shouldn't go, and that's interesting because it's, you know, just trying to discern about, you know, where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing, and that is all that has to do with what I'm talking about here and what I want to talk about in this message. So when I was there tonight, I talked to her, and she's a Christian, but she's a, I don't want to say it the wrong way, but she's basically like, she's a Baptist, and she definitely has strong beliefs, and she believes very strongly in what she believes. And I have opened up with her. I got together with her a few times, and we got some food at Dairy Queen and just talked. And we talked for quite a couple hours, and which I thought was wonderful. I thought was great, but it never really seemed to go anywhere. And especially when we started talking about religion and what I believed, she kind of made some statements that kind of put down what I believed. And I don't think that she necessarily meant to, but she just said it very matter of fact. And you know, so that was kind of difficult, but with good company and everything. And I don't know, you know how it is, like if you're young and single, or you're single and you've been trying to find someone for a while, or trying not to find someone, that's a super important point of distinction right there, right? We're not trying to find someone. We don't want to find someone, right? We don't want to find someone. We don't want to just find anyone, someone. No. We want to find the right one, right? And that's what this is what this whole thing is about. So I like this girl. She's super cool, but she's very, very guarded. She's I don't know, she's a good listener, but she's very private, and which is great. But I don't know, I just kind of feel like to a certain extent things would move differently. And I think the old me would be saying, I wish things would move quicker, or things would move more efficiently, or, you know, something like that. And like, oh my gosh, like, we had a great time, let's go out again, like, what do you want to do, let's do this, let's, you know, I don't know. But and so while she agreed to meet with me and did listen to me and talk to me, and talks to me when I'm there, she doesn't seem to be giving me any signals, at least that I haven't really been able to pick up on too much. Like, I don't know, I'm just always, I don't know, I'm just kind of there, you know. And so I talk to her when I see her. Whenever I haven't seen her in a while. I haven't been to her church in a while, and I don't go to it normally or regularly. Just happened to be there and chatted with her, and I text off and on here and there. And, you know, but just, you know, like I said, it doesn't really seem to go anywhere. And there is definitely that dilemma. I can sense a lot of uncertainty, probably, or a lot of, I don't know, just kind of like, she might be feeling like, well, you know, as far as like entertaining thoughts of, you know, dating or anything like that, I don't know, I feel like there's chemistry, but at the same time, I just don't see that happening really. And if that was to happen, I don't know. I just don't. Well, ultimately, I just don't think that that's supposed to be. I just don't think it's supposed to happen. You know. And so that's the tricky part for me, is knowing that and following what I know, right? Following what I know. She's a really nice girl. She's sweet. She's pretty. She's down to earth. She's cool. But at the same time, ultimately, I don't feel like... Sorry, I'm in the dark now. I'm in the country. But, like, I don't feel like... It's so hard to say, because it's hard because, you know, I want to be with someone so bad, right? Like, I want to have a girlfriend. I want to be in a relationship with someone. But just because you want it doesn't mean that you have... that these kinds of things are... That kind of a thing is a special and important thing. And it's not about just finding someone. And if the Spirit isn't behind it, if the Spirit isn't saying, like, yes, you should do this, you should continue doing this, then that is a really important point of distinction. And that's something I've been sensing kind of all along. And it's just been kind of hard to... It's been kind of hard to sniff that out, basically, and be like, oh, okay, you know. And because you know how it is, like when you're trying, like you're hopeful, you're optimistic, and you're trying, like, in other words, like, you know, I'm on different dating apps, and I'm not like, I might sound like I'm obsessing about finding someone. I'm not like obsessed with finding someone, but I do my due diligence on the dating apps, and I kind of, you know, scroll through them here and there and stuff like that, and blah blah blah. But and I don't know, it's a really interesting thing. Like, I feel like maybe I'm gonna find that person at the right time, you know, and that time isn't right now. So that's just how it is. And you know, I don't want to, like, it's a tricky thing because it's my heart, right? And navigating your heart can be really messy and tricky, confusing. Because you don't want to discourage yourself, and you don't want to be discouraged or get discouraged. But there's a lot of times where you realize, like, you know, I might be barking up the wrong tree. Not like something bad's gonna happen, or like this is just so totally wrong. But the funny part is that if it's not right, meaning if she's not the right one, then isn't that technically wrong? And that's the part that's... It's so tricky, right? It's so tricky. Because, like, and that's what I have to have. I have to have a higher discernment about things, and I have to pay more attention and be a little bit more clued in. Because, I mean, I might have charm, I might have game. Like, I can talk to some people sometimes. I can keep a conversation. I can engage someone and have a good conversation with them, and blah blah blah. But just because you have certain abilities, and just because you have certain powers, or whatever you want to call them, just saying, doesn't mean that you should use them. It doesn't mean that you should use them. And so I feel like that's kind of where I'm at. And that might sound a little crazy or kind of bad or something, but I just mean that I shouldn't be pursuing her if I don't, you know, if I don't feel like the Spirit is leading. I don't feel like I don't know, because it's like, if you ask me, it's like, oh, hey, I don't see anything wrong. I feel like everything's fine. Like, you know, this is great talking to her. She's cool. She listens, and she cares, like, as much as she can, or she cares, you know. She's pretty cool. She's just listening, you know. And I always, and the other thing is, the other part is that I always love, and I guess I'm kind of learning about this too a little bit. I'm definitely learning about this, and these are all just lessons of just figuring some things out. But, like, I'm also, like, so here's the thing. So, like, I really like that I have the Spirit with me. I really like that I know I know the truth, like that the gospel has been restored, and that God's true church is on this earth, and that, you know, Joseph Smith is a prophet, the Book of Mormon is true, etc., etc., etc. I'm so thankful that I know all that. I'm so thankful that I know all that. But when you know all that, it gives you this feeling that's like, yes, this is amazing, this is wonderful, this is amazing news, right? But then there becomes the question and dilemma and question mark, I guess, of like, well, what do you do with this good news? What do you do? What do you do now that you know it, right? What do you know? What do you do now that you know it, right? So I like being in places like my dad's church, because I feel like I'm an example to others. I feel like I bring the Spirit with me, and I do, and the Spirit's already there, and the Spirit's there in, I don't want this to sound wrong, but like, I know the Spirit's there more when I'm there, because I have the Spirit with me, and it's just it's just different. It's different when you get baptized into the true church, and when you are given the gift of the Holy Ghost, and you make covenants, and you have the Holy Ghost with you as a constant companion. It's different when you have that versus when you don't, and you just you know, and I'm not trying to make it sound like it's bad to like do what everyone else is doing in the other churches, and they have the Spirit with them too. But I just know that like the way that I have this, I guess I just feel like I feel like being a member in the church is a little different than a regular person, and a regular Christian, if you will. And I know I carry a powerful Spirit with me that bears record or witness of the truth. It's really powerful, but it only does that as much as I follow the Spirit and do things I'm supposed to do. So like, if I'm not doing things according to God's will, if I'm not fulfilling His lead, if I'm not following His lead, then it's not really doing me any favor. It's not gonna be there as much as it would be if I was listening to Him and following His lead. So it's really hard. It's so hard to discern sometimes, you know, what you should do in a situation. Like, I had the opportunity to not go tonight, even though I was planning on going, because my mom asked me to take my nephew home for her, because she's been watching my sister's kids, or my sister's son, and my brother's 3 kids, and babysitting, and she was tired and everything. And I just felt like, I don't know, I just felt it was hard. It felt kind of like I felt kind of like a loser, because I was like, my mom asked me to help her take him home, which wasn't necessarily an easy task. I mean, that's like a 45-minute drive. I didn't feel like doing. Plus, I already had plans, and those plans included seeing my dad, who I don't get to see very much. I live with my mom, and you know, getting to go to my dad's church, not because I was like so excited to go to his church, but it's like I just happened to I just had these plans, like I just wanted to do this, you know. And so it's so hard. It's so hard, and I feel like, I guess in a certain way, I kind of feel like I should have done the other thing. Like, I should have just helped my mom. But it's so confusing. It's so confusing sometimes. It's so hard to decide what to do. Like, I was in between a rock and a hard place, and I volunteered to bring my nephew with me, which would have also meant that I needed to bring him home afterwards. And I didn't want to cancel my plans, right? I didn't want to like just not go, and not see my dad, even though I'm seeing him tomorrow, and just not like, I just, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, this is a special experience. I like going to this church from time to time, and I don't know, but I guess I'm not sure ultimately. I'm just trying to figure out like what I should do and what I should have done and things like that. So it's very interesting, and I am very thankful that God does give us He does give us guidance, and I know He does, and He leads us in certain ways, and He helps us, right? So I'm super glad that He does that. I'm super glad, because right now I don't necessarily know, or I say and kind of think and maybe feel that I don't necessarily know. But I'm glad, because I kind of feel like things are just going in the right direction, and I just gotta be careful. It's hard. It's hard when you're like, okay, here's a really nice girl, and I could talk to her, and maybe I don't feel that spark there or something. Maybe that's all in my head. Maybe I'm imagining most of it or all of it, you know. But like I said, we've gotten together a few times and talked, but you know, she gets kind of busy and she doesn't text me back and stuff, which is fine. But I guess, and ultimately, like, I think it would be a really hard sell getting her to come to the church, based off of the things that she said, things I've heard her say. But I just like being around other people who aren't members of the church, because it helps them. Like I said, like I'm an example to them, or like I just like bringing the Spirit to them. I just like being around them and helping them feel the Spirit more. And I like helping get their wheels turning. Like I like helping them think a little bit, and helping them to, like, you know, think about things and kind of contemplate things, you know. And I know that, like, when I'm there, I just know it makes a difference. I know that it's very subtle, but it makes a difference, and I'm just super thankful for that. But at the same time, I also, you know, I have a calling in the church. I've been called to do something, and it's for a specific reason, certain purpose. And I know I'm supposed to be in the church that I'm in. I know I'm supposed to be doing what I'm doing. I don't want to go rogue. I do not want to go rogue. I've been rogue before. I've gone rogue before. I went rogue for a long time, and it did not lead to good things. So I know that when I go rogue, bad things happen. So in other words, I'm not trying to go rogue. That's what I'm trying to say, ultimately. And so I know that I need to just focus on my church, my calling, my relationship with God. I haven't really been doing Come Follow Me for a while. I need to do that. I'm excited and planning to do that in the new year. Started on the right foot, you know, but yeah. And so life is too crazy, and there's so many different things, and this church is 20 minutes away, and my church is like 45 to 50, and, you know, blah blah blah. But it's really nice to know that things are the way they are for a reason. Things are a certain way for a certain reason, and I just know that I'm supposed to be at my church, and there's so many wonderful things in the works. I just need to keep my eyes facing the right direction and go in the right direction. And that includes letting this girl go, basically, and just being like, you know, hey, you know, I don't know, like, if I see you in Walmart, I'll say hi, you know. But I'm not gonna make a point to, like, reach out. I'm not gonna make a point to, like, go see you, blah blah blah. And the tricky part is, for me, is like, I don't want to see, you have to be really careful with people, because you don't want to, like, hurt their feelings or let them down or give them false impressions or confusing signals or mixed signals or anything like that, you know. And time just kind of works things out, thankfully. I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful that things are just kind of working out the way they're supposed to. And so, like I said, I just need to focus on what I need to do and not worry about all the rest. And you know, I'm in charge, basically, of taking care of my family and doing the best that I can. And what that looks like is important, and I don't need to get all crazy about things. So it's tricky. It's hard to navigate what you can do for people, and where your boundaries at, and how much can you give, and how far can you extend, and when is too much, and when is just enough, and, you know, these kinds of things. But anyway, thanks for listening. Maybe this was helpful. Maybe this was enlightening. Hopefully this was helpful and enlightening. It was for me. I make a lot of progress just by talking things out sometimes. But I encourage you guys to do the same, and hopefully this helps you. Even though this is mostly, yes, this is stuff that's happened to me and my thoughts and feelings and things like that. But it's Christmas Eve. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful time of year. This is the best time of year. And what a wonderful time to be alive. What a wonderful place to be alive. Like, luckily, most of you guys are in America, and you know, it could be so much worse. So we're very blessed and lucky. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. I thank you guys for listening. I want to I was gonna say I want to do this again sometime. I do. I want to do this again sometime, but I'm not sure. We'll see. I might not. It might not be necessary. I might not need to. So we'll see, right? We'll see.